The woman was still unconscious. Her body, however, was slowly sliding downward uncontrollably. Keep in mind that this was happening in a basket suspended tens of thousands of feet in the air. Having been unconscious for an unknown amount of time, the woman finally came to. It was only thanks to the rope tied around her waist that she hadn't fallen to her death. She desperately shouted for help to her companion in the basket, only to find that he had already passed out from lack of oxygen. The woman had to rely on herself to swing back to the basket. She strained and twisted her body. With each failure, she tried again. Finally, she grabbed hold of the basket's edge, and with all her strength, climbed back inside. After waking her unconscious companion, the woman let out a long sigh of relief. The hot air balloon finally began its slow descent. Just then, snowflakes started falling from the sky, but the woman noticed that the snowflakes seemed to hang still around them. This meant the balloon's rate of descent was exactly the same as the falling snowflakes. Falling at such speed, they had no chance of survival. The woman understood they had to immediately reduce weight, but even after throwing away everything on board, the descent speed remained alarmingly fast. The two could only climb onto the metal ring at the top. One by one, they cut the ropes connecting the basket, but with each rope cut, a hot air balloon shook violently, forcing them to constantly adjust their positions on the iron ring to maintain balance. However, after cutting the last rope, the balloon was still plummeting rapidly. Just as the woman resolved to sacrifice herself, giving her companion the chance to survive, the man had a flash of inspiration. He thought of a solution. He immediately turned and cut the ropes connecting the bottom of the balloon. At that moment, the balloon instantly transformed into a giant parachute. After a bout of violent jolts, the descent speed noticeably slowed down. Just as they were rejoicing at their narrow escape, the landing spot made their hearts leap into their throats again. The out-of-control balloon dragged both of them into a dense forest. The man was scraped off by branches midway. The woman was dragged across the grass for hundreds of meters. When the balloon finally came to a stop, the woman had already fallen unconscious. But fortunately, she eventually woke up. He shouted hoarsely for his companion's name. The two battered adventurers barely escaped death. The flight altitude reached an astonishing 11,278 meters. In the 18th century, this duo came closer to the stars than anyone before them. Using measured data, for the first time, the theory of atmospheric stratification was confirmed. Thus, the world's first scientific weather forecast was born, carrying the experiences and blessings from this thrilling adventure. These fearless explorers set sail once again toward the vast starry sky they had long dreamed of.